yes, Forondil is finally in the game, and we're going to do our first impressions of him. I'm going to just give you what I believe this is going to be one of the best heroes already in the intro, and I'll tell you why later on when we go over all of his skills for this commander. So stay tuned for Forondil's first impression with me, MrSneakyy. Hello, yes, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily Call of Dragons content with me, MrSneakyy. And I'm here trying to give you guys a first impressions video of Forondil. So we have the two new Cavalry heroes, don't worry. Theodore will be coming up later on. We're just going to do Forondil first because I think, honestly, he is going to be the hot topic and what I believe you guys can actually invest into. And the reason why is straight away, he is one hero with an amazing set of talent trees. He's also a flying hero, as you can see, so he can be used with flying spring eagles, which we've been waiting for the cavalry units. And all of his skills, when we go over them quickly, are very, very good. They're nothing to laugh about, and they're all PvP related. So as you know from me and my experience, I always think the best heroes in the game have 4 skills that are all PvP relatable and you can take advantage of, right? You don't want a wasted skill in peacekeeping or engineering or like rallying or garrisoning because you're not going to have it in the open field, right? So let's go over Forondil. Forondil, an amazing first skill. This skill is a 1200 damage factor that applies a debuff called Cowardice on your opponents. This is a very important thing that you need to take note of later when we cover it, right? Cowardice basically means when you have this debuff on you, any normal attacks launched will automatically miss. Meaning for 3 seconds that match your targeting deals no normal attack damage, but just before you guys wonder, they will still generate rage. The devs in the Discord as well as the devs in, you know, the CS team, they have confirmed that the rage generation should still generate, even though they are not dealing any damage on attacks. They are still technically triggering the talents that can generate rage. So that's just to let you guys know, right? So they're not dealing any damage, but this is very powerful. I'm just saying, imagine you're a Syndreon player, you hit rapid fire. Well, guess what? Nearly half of that time of your rapid fire is now cut in half, like just nothing, right? Half of it you hit for nothing. So it's a really powerful skill that you can do in the open field, and you can imagine this in a load of scenarios. So I'm wondering what people do with Forondil in the future, because obviously he's a cavalry hero, but you guys know he is a physical based hero, so we might be able to, you know, do some crazy experimentations like we did with Madeline and get some really good results out of him. So when we go to the second skill, it says your legion ignores 10%, meaning this skill again applies to any troop type. So it's a really good, this is near, so obviously you need to use, you know, the ranged cavalry of spring eagles to use it, but this is for anyone, right? So again, if you're using cavalry or if you're using infantry, maybe this is going to work. You're going to get 10% defense penetration on the infantry units. So, and now this is when is a really cool thing. So we get a couple of buffs when we lead Cavalry Legion, right? So the buffs, I think the top buff specifies it needs to be within a Legion base. We're going to test this a little bit later. But the way it works is if your Forondil is the commander, so he's the main primary hero of the pair, you get a 10% march speed, which increases all the way to 20% march speed, but you get a 10% damage dealt bonus, and that's to all damage. So your normal, skill, counterattack, everything increase by 10%. But the really cool thing is if you chose Forondil and hid him and put him in the deputy slot, well, he gives you a 10% skill damage on your hero skills, and he reduces the cost by 50, meaning instead of 1,000, it's 950, and that might not seem a lot for a lot of players, but that does mean you will activate your skill 1 turn earlier than your opponent, and sometimes that is the game breaking way to win potentially a 1v1 and the open field in the fights, right? So it's a very, very powerful thing, but I like the fact that you get this versatility on your Forondil. Then when we go into the 4th skill, we have a really powerful effect again. All your legions, so this is any legion for this commander, you instantly gain a 40% attack buff when entering battle, but you lose 5% of that buff every 20 seconds. So just think, after 1 minute, your skill here will go to 25% once this is done. You know, and then it's going to go down another 20 seconds and you're at 20%. So this is a really good skill because it's what cavalry players kind of want. Cavalry players want really high, quick steroids of attack, so they can always punch as hard as possible, as fast as possible, with that unyielding rush. So I really do like this skill. I think he's a really good hero, and as you can tell, those 4 skills are amazing. And the cool thing is his awakening. His awakening is a 5th additional skill. So the 5th additional skill is whenever we launch a normal attack against a target with cowardice, so basically anyone we fire when we launch our skill 1, we will inflict a defense break 50% of the time, and it will also slow them. And this can be triggered once every 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds we have a 50% chance basically of inflicting a 20% defense break and a 20% march speed slow. So I honestly think this is a very powerful commander. I think he's a really good commander, and if you're looking for a cavalry commander, guess what? Your answers have been called. You know, all your prayers have been answered. They've got him. He's a really good commander. He's got the cavalry, PvP, and the control tree. And if you're wondering why I'm really hyped about this, it's the same trees that a Canara has. Control, PvP, and the unit type, so in this case, marksman. But if we look at Forondil, we have cavalry, right? And the cavalry tree is so good too. So you have, honestly, 3 amazing trees to work from with an amazing hero that you can obtain through the lucky spin as well. If you haven't got him yet, you can also potentially get him through the Wheel of Destiny event, as you can see here, with either Syndrion, Freygar, and Theodore as the other options. But you have so many options to get him, and you're gonna obviously unlock him in the future. So I hope that video does him justice. Do I like him? I love him. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I can't wait to unlock him. He's gonna be one of my heroes that I am actually gonna be investing into to make him 5-1-1-1 straight away. And then I'm gonna try and figure out if I actually want him to be 5-5-1-1, which would be really good. But if I can max out and go 5-1-5-1, I think that is the best way to roll him at the moment, right? But he's a really good hero. I cannot wait to use him. If you're wondering for pairings, you can do quite a lot. You can do your Forondil with Freygar. This is going to be a really powerful cavalry combo. I'm just saying. This is going to be a flying combo. And the fact that you do the cowardice on the opponents, as well as the rage accumulation speed reduction on the opponents, you're going to then obviously increase the normal attack crit damage that your march does for the cavalry units while you're hitting them like a truck, right? So I actually really do like this combo. I think it's going to be a really powerful one. Obviously, you have Fear. You can run Fear with Forondil. That'll be a really good combo if you want to hide that Forondil and make him the deputy. It'll be a really good one, because you've got to think, if this is 15% hero skill damage, when she activates it, you also now get the 10% here, which is 25% hero skill damage bonus for having him in the secondary slot. So it's a really good combo again for the flying cavalry unit. If you're again wanting to do something, you could obviously run him with Theodore, no questions asked. You could also do Emrys. I'm not gonna lie, Emrys with Theodore will be probably a really good combination for just a normal ground based non-flying unit, because you have such a good amount of 4 skills here that the Emrys the Emrys takes advantage of this so much. He has a massive nuke, which we care about, and obviously the 10% defense penetration means this is going to hit harder. We get the rage accumulation speed, which is really good. We also gain stats that are relevant, like the attack and the march speed, and then on top of it, even more hero skill damage bonus. And if we surround the target, like you should be doing if you're running 2, 3, or 4, or even 5 cavalry marches in the open field to swarm targets, this is always going to be triggered, so you're going to get a 10% damage dealt increase. So it's a really good combo, again, that you could be running with your Forondil. If you're wondering for the artifacts for him, you can run pretty much anything. I'm not going to lie, guys. Storm Arrows is going to be really good to escape and do damage as well with, because obviously you do get the 15% increased damage dealt if you want to be a bit more aggressive. But you also have stuff like, you know, your Spring Blades, an amazing artifact. You have Fang of Shikari, which would be also an amazing artifact to use. You can use Solan's Blade to increase the march speed even further, a really good artifact. And also for the epic tier, I haven't forgotten you guys, but you can run stuff like Centaur's Ball. This is a really good one for damage. But if you're trying to make all your cavalry the same speed, you are going to be using stuff like Boots of Swiftness for the march speed on different units, as well as the Homecoming Beacon. This gives you march speed. So any of these you might use on him, and I'm only saying that because a lot of players like to make sure all 4 or 5 cavalry are moving at the same speed. So just make sure, if you're playing like that, that's the reason we mentioned those. If you're not playing like that, just pick Spring Blades. I'm just saying it's going to be an amazing artifact, right? But that is it. That's my first impressions of him so far. I think, honestly, he might be one of the newest top 5 heroes. I'm going to say comfortably. I think he could be potentially a top 3 hero in the game, but we have to see how good, honestly, this Cowardice is. Is Cowardice actually a really strong mechanic, or is it being overhyped by myself? Is it being overhyped by everyone else? Who knows? But there is a lot of stuff that Forondil does, which is really good. And I'm not gonna lie, if you're wondering for another little, like I'd say the last point that I can sell him on, for more of a whale, I would say. Obviously, when you awaken this hero, obviously this triggers through Cowardice, right? But a really cool little trick is if you go to your Pet Sanctuary. With your Pet Sanctuary here, you're going to be able to release pets, right? And when you release certain pets, obviously you're going to get certain skills. But the cool thing is the Berserker Fire Drake here. The Berserker Fire Drake here has some unique skills that it gets access to compared to the other ones, right? Because this is a skill dictated for this particular creature. And the one we're talking about is if you go to the, not the Tails, you go to the Tails and go to the Codex, you're going to be able to see the Berserker Drake, and you can unlock this skill. So Bloody Assault is a skill that you can unlock for your war pets, and you can equip this. And if you have this equipped on the war pet that you're going to be using with, obviously, your Forondil, as you read here at the bottom, if your Berserker Drake or whoever has this has launched 6 attacks in a row, and if it's hit the exact same legion with 3 consecutive attacks, it will gain Cowardice, meaning that target will now stop hitting anyone for 10 seconds. Meaning, obviously, Forondil's Awakening is going to be triggering a lot more often than you would imagine, right? So that's just another little tip and trick for you guys to take into consideration when you're looking at this guy. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Nothing too long, nothing too winded. I hope that was a good justification on my first impressions on Forondil. I love him. I can't wait to unlock him. He's going to be one of my heroes I'm going to be playing, because as you can notice, I'm kind of playing a bit more of a cavalry base this season already. We've already prioritizing the flying heroes with the Cavs too, and I'm kind of rocking a couple of mages just to fill in the gaps, right? But we are trying it and I can't wait. So when we do test it out more, we'll have more information and we'll do an update video. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I hope you guys will put a comment below with your first impressions of him. Do you think he's going to be powerful, or do you think he's going to be weak, right? And with all that, smash a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because whenever we go live, and we will be going live a lot because it's the new season, you're going to be able to see all the fighting, all the new updates, and all the action live straight away. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and with all that said, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out.